We could talk about tropical travel and comedy all day. That's why we're here on the Sunburnt podcast. My co-host, to my right, you know him from Netflix and his amazing stand-up special, Move Closer. It's Chip Chantry, everybody.
And over here to my left is Emmy Award-winning writer, producer, a man who is no longer legally allowed to buy tapioca pudding in the state of California, Mr. Thomas O'Brien.
You can put food in places that makes it illegal, Chip. Did you know that?
I learned it from the deposition.
I hate it. I feel like they're out there just making up rules to get me in trouble.
They're just trying to trip you up, buddy. But we're not tripping up on this episode.
We not be tripping. We have so much fun stuff to talk about today, Chip. We're talking summer goals today. We're talking movies that will ruin your vacation.
Yes.
And we are going to let the sweet beats hit because we're talking about Sunburnt tunes, Chip.
Yeah, we got a playlist ready for you guys.
And I got a question for you, Chip. Are you one?
I'm one, buddy. Let's put it on. I was one this weekend. I was outside in the sun, in the fun, slathering this stuff on, and it felt and it smelled amazing. I'll say that. Let's just say this is no tapioca pudding. I can put this on legally anywhere I want to go.
Oh, yeah. And I will say this, just because we do this, I don't know, every day, doesn't make it any less special when you actually put it on for a purpose.
It's the ritual.
God damn, do I love that smell, Chip.
Love it, love it, love it. I love it as much as these guys are going to love this episode.
All right, stay tuned. Front desk.
Hi, this is Mr. Chantry in room 308. Could you please quickly send up about 24 towels, some hot water, and about 1.5 gallons of milk?
This is another strange request. What's going on in the room, Mr. Chantry?
Oh, not much. By the way, would you care for any free kittens?
Free kittens?
We got about a dozen of them here.
Oh, then yeah. Chip, episode 14. We are burning up the tropical charts here.
The Catorce, baby.
Have you ever done anything in your life that, I don't know, caught fire like this before?
My first home when I was a child, and let's not talk about it.
But that's how you got Ghost Mommy.
That is right. And it's the screenplay that's gonna make us millions.
Oh my God. If we learn how to, get to the next scene, there's some buttons you have to press on the computer and then it makes it bold. You can say if it's inside or outside. If we get to that point in the software, Ghost Mommy's gonna be a hit, dude. Huge. I promise you.
It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be the next Leonard Part 6.
I can't wait for that. Chip, episode 14, we are 189 days away from Chit Chantry's Thanksgiving in Paradise.
Man, the countdown. I'm just getting excited. I had a dream about it last night. You had one last week, I think. I'm just excited to get out. We're going to Hawaii. We're going to Waikiki. I'm doing the Blue Note Jazz Club in Waikiki the night before Thanksgiving. You guys are coming with us. Come to Hawaii. I've never been. I'm so excited.
Theoretically, you have a day or two off that week already. For a lot of people anyways. Just come out to Hawaii with us.
Yeah, why not?
There's really not a great reason not to.
No.
But let's keep it rocking and rolling, Chip.
Yep.
What'd you get into this week, man?
It was a fun week, man. I had the weather is breaking, although it got a little cooler today in Philly, which is nice and brisk. I like that. But this, dude, fun in the sun.
Ooh, F and the S.
First of all, I think I told you about it last week. This past Thursday, I saw Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
That must have been a hoot, dude.
At the Miller Theater, me and my buddy Christian, we went. Man, what a bunch of burnt ones there.
Oh, I can imagine. Bunch
of dudes in their 60s and 70s rocking some Hawaiian shirts, some printed shirts. There was some animals on there. There was they were just loving life. Herb Alpert, 90 years old, still rocking that trumpet. It was great though. So it's his theater show. He's 90. He's still doing a nice job, but then he would do some banter in between the songs, but he kept it loose. And again, for a 90-year-old man, he's pretty sharp. I will say that.
But
great. He's also a 90-year-old man.
Yeah.
So he would tell us. They play a song and everybody's clapping. They were loving him. And then he'd be like, "So that was from whatever," and tell a story. But then he was like, he did the craziest thing I think I've ever seen an act do in a theater. I'm gonna guess 2,000 people, 2,000 basically boomers in a room. He just opened the floor and was just like, "So, anybody got any questions?"
A little Q&A.
It's just a room full of 70-year-old dudes that just start screaming stuff. that they just want to. I love you from that or this. Tell us about that. Just scream. He's like, "What you say? What you say?" And he's like, kind of doing some loose crowd work in between his hit songs from the 60s and 70s.
Well, so Herb was up there and he kept saying, "Clip that,
clip it." That's a new. Yeah, that is another crowd work clip that I'm gonna do here. Yeah, I don't know if Herb Alpert has ever heard of Instagram, but if he did, man, there was some. But then people were great. I mean, somehow it was chaos, but it was organized chaos, and it was a great show. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Unbelievable. Like, is there a question that you regret not asking, Chip?
At one point, I will say this: people were, and of course, like people were sometimes phrasing questions, but people were just yelling things like General Hospital, because he had this like hit song in the late 70s that they played on General Hospital a lot. Or people were just yelling, like the names of songs, or just this show, whatever. Ed Sullivan, the Smothers Brothers, And I just wanted to like non sequitur just to see what he or anybody else would do. I just wanted to yell RoboCop. As far as I know, he was not affiliated with the film RoboCop at all. But I just wanted to see if he would have anything to say.
See what it sparks. Maybe he was. You never know with these instrumental guys, dude. Their stuff could have ended up anywhere.
You do not. So yeah, it was a good show. And then this weekend, man, Italian Market Festival.
Oh, I saw some pics on Instagram, Chip.
Yeah, you saw Daddy with some pineapples, drinking out some pineapples this Sunday. Kim and I were drinking some macho margaritas. Some macho. So
macho margarita. What's that?
Dude, it's got a little spice in it, a lot of spice, a little kick in it, some jalapeno in there. So it's like you're getting assaulted and in the best way possible. So yeah, we're drinking margs from Blue Corn, which is a great Mexican restaurant in Philadelphia, just right along the market, just drinking out of those pineapples on a Sunday morning. There is something to be said. I don't want to. Okay, we are a vacation podcast to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I don't want to show my hand as a degenerate. I'm not a big drinker by any stretch. Okay? Yeah. I enjoy some cocktails. I enjoy some drinks every once in a while. But there is something about day drinking, morning drinking even, that is just, it feels so good.
It's the complete release, dude.
Exactly. It's like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I'm like, and I think when people think of day drinking, they think of sad or angry drinking. Like, I'm tailgating before the game, or like I'm sneaking drinks before work. Like, I'm not talking about like crushing beers and like just getting passed out before the sun goes down. I'm talking about just creating a nice little buzz for a day that I don't need to accomplish much, right?
Yeah.
So you get those days, and I just had a couple of drinks in the morning. We're walking around this gigantic street festival, and you're just feeling good when the sun's out. We went home, we took a little nap, got back up, and then like we got stuff done the rest of the day. It was great. I had the pineapple margs. My wife had some Peronis, ice cold Peronis, big thing, the beer.
Yeah.
And then I was drinking Fishtown Iced Teas, Thomas.
I don't know what that is.
The world's gonna find out what a Fishtown Iced Tea is.
FTI teas.
FTI teas. Fishtown Iced Teas. You don't say they're like Long Island iced teas, because the people there will scream at you and they tell you you're wrong. But if I had to make a comparison, think Long Island iced tea, but it's a Fishtown iced tea. It comes in, I don't know if this is a West Coast thing at all, but in the East Coast, like those little personal milk carton kind of situations that you would get as a child at the cafeteria, right?
Yeah.
So you can also get other beverages, orange drink, chocolate milk, iced tea, right? And that's so it's this, I want to say it's about maybe a pint or two, I don't know, of, it's a nice sized little carton, personal carton of iced tea, but they open it up, they put ice in it, and then it's a little bit of iced tea, okay? And then it's vodka, tequila, triple sec, and rum.
Oh my God.
We're mixing it all up, mix it up with a little iced tea, and man, what a beverage to walk around with thousands of your best friends on 9th Street in South Philadelphia at 10:30 on a Sunday morning.
That sounds like an Italian market festival must.
Yeah.
I think I just hear that combination of liquids together, and I think whoever's drinking that is going to turn up their volume 10 decibels on accident. It is just a shouter's beverage. It's a shouter's delight.
It is. Let's trademark that. Shouter's delight would be a great Great name for that beverage. 100%. And by the way, we're already in the Italian market in South Philly. Everybody is a Shouter's Delight already.
Chip, I completely independent of you. Just living on the internet as we all do. I saw some video of the greased pole climbing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a thing that happens in the first world. I was like,
yeah.
They grease the pole and they climb right up it.
Yeah, so that was we used to live in the Italian. We're still in South Philly, but we used to live a block away from the Italian market and from the festival. It was less than a block from our home. It's there 365 days a year. There's they've erected this thing for this one purpose, and it just stays up all year in this parking lot that is turned into sort of like a little piazza, little hangout area, and it's just a gigantic fat metal pole that's a couple of stories high. Think big fat flagpole basically, but it's probably about a foot in diameter, and it's metal. And what they do once a year, it's a big thing. They grease it up. So they literally had a guy, we watch it on a cherry picker on one of those things, and they take grease, animal fat, I don't know what it is, and they grease it all up so it's all slippery.
Get it all glistening.
It's all glistening. And then they have these teams of people who try to, they stand on each other's shoulders and then push each other up, and then some guy will try to shimmy all the way to the top to grab one of the prizes at the top of this giant greased pole.
Oh, there's prizes.
Yeah, those prizes. Do you know what those prizes are?
No.
Meats and cheeses.
Oh, delicious deli items.
Delicious deli items that have been hanging out in the summertime all day. And they can reach up. I think there are some envelopes too, maybe with some cash prizes or something like that. But they try to get all the way to the top, and they try to reach one of the prizes. And thousands of people gather around this pole and watch people try to climb up. I saw, and this is just Philadelphia, by the way. Last year I saw a child. They had a child trying it at the top. The child failed, and 2,000 people booed this child. It was one of my favorite moments on earth. So that's the Italian Market Festival. Oh, and then so it's Saturday and Sunday. We were there both days with some friends walking around, and on Sunday, so it's loosely linked to the Catholic churches in the neighborhood. There are two, and so every the Sunday of the Italian Market Festival, they have the procession of the saints. The saints literally go marching in, and they start at the one church. They come right up through 9th Street, right through the festival, and then they end up at the other church. It's these people, and somebody sings Ave Maria. There's a little stage, and they do a blessing or whatever. And I'm not Catholic, so I'm just sort of taking this in, trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
But they have these basically sort of little floats. They're these carts where they push these statues of these saints through the street. And everybody watches it. There's a brass band plays. And what you can do is, if your favorite saint comes past, you give one of the people $1, and they'll give you a baseball card, basically, of your favorite saint. The mass card of the saint, basically. And Thomas, right here, my Hawaiian, I got my favorite saint right here.
Chip, what do we got here?
All right, this is okay, again, I'm not Catholic. I don't know much about saints.
But we do know 2025, this is not a rookie card.
This is not a rookie card. He has been around for a while. This is Saint Rocco.
Ooh.
Come on. It's Saint Rocco. It was just a funny name to me, and I was like, he's my guy. Sometimes he's wearing a hat. He does have a Jesus vibe, the look to him. But he
you want that in your saints, a nice Jesus vibe.
Yeah, he's also the patron saint of dogs, which I think is love dogs. Right?
You love dogs,
of course. But here I did a little more research on Saint Rocco, and so I get a Saint Rocco card every year. I give $1, and I get a Saint Rocco card every year. It's my favorite thing. Okay, he is the patron saint of. You ready for this, Thomas?
Yeah.
Plagues, contagious diseases, and dogs.
Wow.
That's a lot of fun right there, right?
I don't know what being the patron saint of anything actually means,
right?
But if he has a positive influence on the things he's a patron saint of, gets rid of these plagues, gets rid of these diseases,
yep,
adds a healthy sheen to the coat of a mutt. What a top-notch saint.
What an OG burnt one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Saint Rocco, by the way, this is one of my favorite things too. In photos and in the statues, he it's Saint Rocco because he'll be pulling up his robe or his toga or whatever the garb is that he's wearing.
Yeah.
And literally not even just showing, but a lot of times pointing to an open sore on his knee. On his leg.
Oh.
He's just got an open sore, and he's like, here it is, like, just for the camera, like, here's my open sore, and shows that he's, I guess, working to make that sore feel better. But so he is the patron saint, and then you do a little more research. He's the patron saint, and I think it's like against, obviously, to ward off against these things, specifically cholera, epidemics, knee problems, just knee problems in general, plague, and skin disorders. Okay? And
now we're talking.
Okay, and he's the patron saint of, you ready? If any of you burnt ones out there fall under these categories, St. Rocco's your guy. Bachelors, diseased cattle, dogs, falsely accused people, okay? Invalids. I don't even know if you can use that word anymore, but invalids.
I think you can.
Istanbul, the city of Istanbul. This dude is the patron saint if he looks over. Surgeons, okay? Tile makers, grave diggers, second-hand dealers, and pilgrims. And the last one I'm looking here, it is and pilgrims. I think there's one more that he is. But it's just like that's the most...
poor handwriting.
And poor handwriting, I think it is. I wrote it down. Wait, hold on. What is it? It is and I think it is people with bad handwriting because I can't read that last thing I said. I don't know what I wrote there. But like it's the most ridiculous. Bachelors, diseased cattle, dogs, falsely accused people, invalids, Istanbul surgeons, tile makers, grave diggers.
This guy's got a wide tent.
I mean, he's bringing everybody. That's kind of like saying, that'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm the patron saint of plumbers, ventriloquists, scuba divers, magic markers, pie eating contest runners up. You know what I mean? Like,
guys that do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, husbands who leave the seat up, break dancers, and actress Susan Sarandon.
Ooh,
Susie.
Yeah, she'd have a good patron. Dude, what a wild guy. I just love the idea of like pointing to the thing that's wrong, like what's up. Yeah. It's just like I love it. He's got the open wound on his knee.
Thomas. It is a power move.
The open wound on his knee. He's pointing to that with his other hand, a map of Istanbul.
Yeah.
It's just like these things are all festering, baby.
Boom. And here's my dog, Bowser. Yeah.
That's such a I think we need to normalize that for a lot of reasons. Pointing to things that you wouldn't normally point to in a photo. Like, I'm running out of things to do in photos. Yep. I just turned 40. I've taken all the photos I'm going to take in my life.
Right.
I think I need to start incorporating some direction, pointing at different things.
Yeah, like, hey, here's a mole that looks a little suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is where I didn't shave correctly and cut myself.
Here's my second chin. Like, just let the world see it. That's what I'm saying. It's just like,
this is my third and fourth nipple.
And there's a fifth on the way around back. So yeah,
I've got so many nips. I'm starting to grow them around back, Chip.
They are slipping. I will say that it's hard not to have a nip slip at this point. I mean, it's just unless you're wearing a muumuu, the world is going to see one of those 19 nips.
Who says these GMOs are doing any harm?
Exactly. The world's got to have those nips. Yeah. So that is Saint Rocco. I think a burnt one for the Catholic Church. Again, I don't know a lot about saints, but Rocco's my guy.
I love it, dude. Just the grab bag of saints. Or maybe they all have like a laundry list.
I think a lot of them do, and like I don't know exactly like how it's decided, but they just throw like grave diggers. Like That's just one, gravediggers, pilgrims, invalids, and falsely accused people. It's just, it is a mishmash. It's a By the way, if this Thanksgiving, if we went to Hawaii, we had a group of people come with us, and we had some gravediggers, tile makers, falsely accused people, and pilgrims, I'm in. I'm 100% in.
Oh, I think the Saint Rocco set, as we've been calling them.
Yes.
The gravediggers, the gravely ill.
Yeah.
Dogs. The dogs. I think they're going to be a really powerful group within the larger Sunburnt hierarchy.
100%. 100%, Tommy.
So you're welcome. Come on with us. Tickets at BlueNoteHawaii.com.
Yes.
November 26th.
/Saint Rocco. How was your week?
Oh, dude, unbelievable week. Last time we talked, I was just about to go see Friendship, Chip.
Yes. Tell me about it.
Dude, it was a really fun experience for me.
First time back at the theater. For you. Just for you.
First time back at the theater. No, my wife, Chip, we were crying, literally crying, laughing in the first 5 minutes of this thing.
Amazing.
It's not going to be for everybody. It's outside there. If you think, or if you've seen, I think you should leave. Like, you kind of know what you're getting into. I think they did a really good job of pacing out that style of humor over a feature length.
Yeah.
With a,
because that's a tough thing to do. I mean, jumping from, like, let's just say like an SNL sketch to Wayne's World the movie is not an easy lift, as we've seen many times. It's like, this is funny for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
How do we do it for 90?
And especially with, like, such a specific comedic voice in Tim Robinson. Like, he really, I'm sure he can do a lot of things, and he does a lot of things within it. But the sketch show he does really gets you moving from idea to idea with a similar take. And it kind of adds a variety.
Those shows aren't even 30 minutes. They're like 17 minutes.
And they're just
and they're perfect. They're perfect.
They're so delightful. They go down so smooth. So you wonder what a movie's going to be like.
I'm putting you on the spot right now. On the spot. Favorite Tim Robinson sketch all time. I have one.
Coffin Flop.
Yeah. Coffin Flop. Yeah, that is, man, that 1-2 hit of Coffin Flop and the old man, Carl Havoc.
Yeah.
Those are both in my top 5. Like, just I think my favorite one of his is from his Netflix The Characters. The first special he did is Morley, the limousine guy, when he's in the office. And they pull pranks on him. It's the funniest and saddest sketch I think I've ever seen, and it's the perfect blend.
I can't pull it. I'll have to go rewatch. From that one I remember the Pointer Brothers.
It's the one right before the Pointer Brothers. Yeah, the Pointer Brothers. Again, that's probably a top 5 of me too.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Yeah.
But I will say, in the theater, it was me and my wife, and then every row, for like probably 4 in front of us, 3 behind us, there was just one guy who came by himself and sat directly in the center. We were single file, and it was me and my wife, and everybody else was ticket for one. I'm going to go see this movie about male friendship by myself. And everybody was dying, dude. It was the right crowd. And we talk about, like, it's one of those things where if this movie was a slightly more mainstream and each one of those guys brought a girlfriend that didn't want to be there, or a wife, or, a friend, like, everybody there wanted to be there.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It was a beautiful thing. No cell phones out. None of them had anybody to talk to, so they didn't talk at all.
No. That's one of my biggest pet peeves of going to the movies, why I don't go as much anymore, is because people talk in the theater. But if you are just a dude by yourself, who are you going to talk to?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, my favorite, our careers have largely gave us flexibility in schedule.
Yeah.
And, dude, for the longest time, what's better than going to see a matinee? You see the first movie of the day, you drink a coffee, you're sharp, you're watching it, and you're in a largely empty theater. That AC is blasting. I really cherish that. So replicating that feeling feels amazing. And you kind of, but, you do lose out on a big audience response. It is fun, like at a
Right.
horror movie, or like I just
Yeah.
remember seeing Something About Mary back in the day at the theater,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
just the whole theater was rolling, dude.
Yeah.
You can't really replicate that in a theater these days. I haven't seen a comedy in the theater in a long time, and I definitely haven't seen it with a hot crowd.
I still remember seeing with one of my buddies. I went to see There's Something About Mary, just like loved it so much, and then we brought a bunch of our other friends
Yeah.
and kind of got to watch them watch There's Something About
Oh,
Mary.
that's great.
And just the prom scene with the baseball, and just when he just flips out and just starts wrestling him is the funniest, and it's just like tears, and again, just to watch somebody watch that is my favorite thing.
I remember seeing, the first time I saw it with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He brought me and my little brother, which my parents would have never allowed,
Of course.
at the time. And just to see that man who laughed maybe 3 other times in his whole life, laughing till he cried. What a special moment.
Yeah, that's bonding
Dude,
right there.
But yeah, we had the most fun. It was amazing just to go do it with my wife, and she had a great time, great attitude. She really likes I Think You Should Leave anyways.
Yeah.
A very good sense of humor on that last. And yeah, dude, it was an amazing time, and then we got back and had a wonderful evening with the baby.
Because it's the matinee, you still have the day ahead of you. It's the same thing with day drinking and matinees. You do a little bit, you get it out of the way, and then you have the rest of your day. There's nothing like coming out of a cold, dark movie theater to that bright sunlight where you're just like, okay, I'm back in reality now. It's a warm hug from the world.
It really is just flipping that switch of like, I actually am turning off all my problems.
That's really what it is. And again,
Yeah.
it's not. Again, do what you do, but it's not binge drinking. It's not just like
No, I hear
down.
what you say. I mean, there
It's
is
having
that
a
version of
cocktail.
it.
There is that version of it, which there's a time
Yeah.
and place. But like, it's just a cocktail or two where you're just like, today's gonna be smooth sailing. Again, I'm on vacation, even
Yeah.
just in my mind for a day. Let's just have some fun.
No, that's like Vegas day drinking. And like your 20s is the version where you're getting messed up, ruining your whole time.
Yeah.
In your 30s, it's like, I know how to pace this bad boy out where I'm never going to be hammered.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to take a nice nap in the afternoon. But right now, me and my buds are just laying out by the pool and literally have no problems we could even possibly solve. We're living in a place where our problems do not.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about this in the podcast, but this is something where like I have a niece and nephew who are in their teens now. They're going to be college age soon.
Wow.
And we binge drank in college because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. I didn't drink in high school. You go to college, and then it was just like, well, you got to throw it, because those are the stories you hear. It's like, we had a kegger and it was wild. We just crushed 2 cases of Busch Light and we just went nuts, right?
Yeah.
We need to make moderation cool again. Like I think we should tell these kids, like, tell those fun stories. It's like, me and my wife each had a White Claw and watched a Netflix doc. It was off the hook. Like, make it fun.
Yeah.
Make
it
that
fun.
sound fun.
I think the kids today, from what I've been reading, I haven't talked to a child, since I was one, basically. But I think they'd be like, you guys are still drinking?
Yeah.
Don't you know that's poison?
Yeah. Like, we're just going to vape a little bit and just be on an even keel for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. We're snorting Adderall, but we're not drinking.
We're not drinking. Gross, guys. Gross.
Very gross.
Very gross.
The rest of the weekend was baby stuff, dude.
Nice.
It was a wonderful baby stuff. Little Ella, we take her to a gym where we pay a lot of money.
She does some squat. A personal trainer does some squats. Throws up a couple lbs.
They literally have people there. They call them their coaches.
Okay.
You call them coach, and they come around and like, I don't know. She can't stand. What kind of workout is she gonna do?
Yeah.
But I will say that it's the fittest babies we run into during the week.
Yeah.
These kids, their parents have all put a focus on getting shredded as babies, and it's working out. And then just
what is this kid? What is the coach doing?
The coach talking, like they're just really good at talking to babies. Like they know how to do it. Like I'm a dad. I have one.
Sure.
I don't know what to say to a baby sometimes.
No. Yeah.
It's like we're happy and I take care of it and we play and whatever, but like I don't know what to say. They got the words, Chip. They can really get in there and say some things to babies.
Is it like a baby treadmill, like a baby hamster wheel or something like that?
It's like so it's they really have to like work to make it make sense. So there's always a theme.
Because if there's something that an infant loves, it's a theme.
So there's like a muscle focus. That's something they always do. Is going to be a muscle focus. A lot of times it's grip strength. They have the baby holding on to something and like, on a swing. That was the movement. I forget what they call it. It's like a movement portion of it. Okay. And they have this like little swing, wrecking ball style, like the Miley Cyrus video, where they put the baby on it and somebody holds them. They have them hold on to the rope in the center and they swing them back and forth. And then they kind of launch them into some foam blocks and knock them over. And the kids either love it or they hate it. But either way, they're getting a big reaction. It's kind of like your comedy, Chip.
It really is. Most people love it or hate it. There's very few in between.
You elicit strong reactions, and you need that from audiences and babies if you're going to keep paying huge rates to bring them back to that gym.
My favorite thing is when they teach babies to swim. I think are they called water babies, where they just throw them in the pool, Nirvana Nevermind style. Where they're just like, all right, you're going to learn now, boom, and then they just like babies have the instinct. They know how to swim it out. I think my wife did that when as an infant. Like that's how she learned. If I was a parent, I don't know if that's what I would do, but like I don't know if they still do that, if that's a thing. But
I think it's still a thing, but like it wasn't recommended by our pediatrician.
Yeah, that's it's probably good to stay away from.
She was like,
it's just wild to see. Yeah,
let him get a little older, but like I get, that's the weird thing is like, I had a lot of comfort when I figured out that the baby doesn't want to die just as much as you don't want the baby to die.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got a lot of instincts. It's like they're less likely to roll off that changing table, even though they don't know why. They're just not going to do it. For a long time, they don't try and jump out of your arms. Like they understand they're being carried. They don't. I don't know. Yeah. Now she wants to kick me and punch me and is doing her best to jump off something high or launch herself off mom or dad. A lot of those better instincts have gone by the wayside, but regardless, we have fun. We have fun at the gym.
At the gym, of course.
And we do think about it because, like, one of the best times of my life is, like, we took her to Hawaii, last fall, and just, like, splashing around in, like, those big resort pools. We were in a lazy river, dude. We thought she might hate it. She loved it. She's just got like a little inner tube, her little bathing suit. She is covered in so much sunscreen you can't even really tell like what race she is. She's just like kind of looking like powder a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's we got to figure out what water safety ultimately looks like because right now it is just like dad 100% of the time holding her in a little floaty raft. And it's the best.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah. So that was the big weekend there, man.
Yeah.
Dude, is it time? Are we going to talk about the beautiful creatures we're going to make ourselves through very specific, measurable, achievable goals this summer?
So. I think we're using this podcast. This is the only reason we're doing this podcast, Thomas, is just to motivate ourselves to get out of the basement, to get up into the sun, and make ourselves functional human beings.
We're going to be big, beautiful creatures.
We're actually going to be a little bit smaller, beautiful creatures, hopefully.
Oh yeah, a little bit slimmer. So let's get into it, dude. Like we've always talked about it. Like one of our favorite things is using the motivation of an upcoming trip to make improvements in our lives. So we are really putting it out there, and we're letting the world know. We're letting all of you know that we have set some goals for ourselves to accomplish by the end of the summer. And we're just going to talk about those right now to keep each other honest and to hopefully get you guys thinking about what goals you might want to implement in your life for the next coming months. Heading up to Chip Chantry's Thanksgiving in Paradise, November 26th in Honolulu, Hawaii.
It's the perfect time, too, because it's the beginning of summer. We have Memorial Day coming up this weekend. So It's the kickoff to summer. Like the Hold Steady said, we're going to build something this summer. We're going to have a constructive summer. And we're basically almost exactly 6 months out from the Thanksgiving in Paradise. So it's like we have 6 months. If you have something to look forward to, 6 months, that's a nice on-ramp of time to be like, I could be a better person in 6 months from now.
Yeah, you could really change a lot of things. That's like 1/8 of a college degree.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
It is right there. Mm-hmm.
Like you can make some pretty significant physical changes, some mental changes, learn a skill, change a job. Like there's a lot of good stuff you can do if you sit down, you've got the motivation, you're consistent. So Chip, let's get into it, man. What are you? What's your first goal?
So is just to lose about. I want to lose about 10 lbs, but then also put on a couple of muscle, make it just like feeling good. And one of my big goals is just to feel more like a younger version of myself. I just need to get more flexible. So Daddy's going to be stretching. He's going to be stretching it out. That's like the big thing that I want to do. And just because that makes everything else possible. It's like I want to be running, so I'm going to run a couple of races this year. I get back into that, which I haven't done in a couple of years. But in order to do that, I gotta be Mr. Plastic. Like I gotta flex it out.
Yeah.
I gotta because I'm so tight right now.
Let's talk about that.
Yep. I'll show you on the doll where I'm tight because it would be the entire doll because I am just the hammies, the back, the quad. It's just everything is like I get into some like I've been a little bit better with like not getting plantar fasciitis, but like just stretching out those calves, that Achilles. But then it's like even like I am so tight right now. Like, do you ever wake up and it's like, oh, I think my jaw is tight right now. Like literally, because every muscle is connected, and it's like my back is tight, so therefore my neck is tight, so therefore my head is tight, which means my jaw is tight. I'm like, I can't open my mouth all the way because that's how much my muscles are contracted, and it's like I need to stretch before I even start yoga. Do you like? I'm not ready. For beginner's yoga right now. I need about a month on ramp to start yoga. Is what I got to do. It's kind of like pre-algebra. But it's pre-yoga is what that's the state I'm in right now.
Pre-algebra was a great exercise as a young person, realizing that you can be bad at the pre thing, just in time to be bad at the real thing.
I learned that I was bad at the real thing right away because I was a pretty good student, but I was definitely more humanities, English, history, not the science and math as much. But I was in the advanced class growing up, in the honors class, and so they put in 8th grade. Yeah, everybody took algebra in 9th grade. In 8th grade, they took that one class and gave us honors algebra. So we started algebra early, and then we're just on the fast track. Chip wasn't ready for that, and barely got through algebra. Like I ended up with like a C- average, which isn't terrible, but it's like way lower than what I was getting in all my other classes. And luckily, God bless her, the algebra teacher told my parents, was like, look, he can go into honors geometry next year. He's going to be way behind just like he is now. He's just going to get his ass kicked. Or he could retake algebra just with the regular dummies, and he's not behind. He's just going to retake it. And then I took it again in 9th grade and just went into the regular algebra and like, first of all, aced it because I knew, I already got a leg up. Like I did this before.
Yeah.
And I had a newfound love of algebra, and it did great in algebra and then great in geometry, aced it, and then took algebra 2 and trig in 11th grade. And man, did I fall apart again. I was like, I want no parts of this. This is just not up my alley at all.
That's so funny, dude. Retaking things is such a power move.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Nobody else knows. Nobody knows. Everybody thinks you're on even footing. You've done it before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a character flaw to want to return to that.
Right.
But if you need a little pep in your step, if you need a little wind in your sails, take a beginner's class on something you're an expert at.
It's the greatest move in the world. Yeah, it's just you feel like Zeus as a ninth grader. It's the only time as a freshman in high school you feel like Zeus.
That's beautiful, dude. Well, I've got
what do you got? What's one of your goals?
Well, I'll get to my goals in a second, but I just want to let you know I do have a yoga routine that I do.
You? Okay.
I do, and it is there's a lot of them out there. I just do the one over and over again. It's a beginning yoga routine that focuses on the hamstrings. And I found out that was my whole body's problem was I had tight hamstrings and there was nothing I could do.
I would say my hammies are probably about 2 inches long right now.
I mean, that's a short hammy, my manny.
So where did you find this? Is this on like online on the YouTubes or is it from a? Do you also have a baby coach?
I do have a baby coach. They push me on the swings and then they tell me to bend over and touch them toes.
Yes.
It's called the die change is the big move. It really stretches out the hammies and makes you feel vulnerable.
Yes, it does.
But no, I'll send you the video.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah,
That's the one I forgot. Saint Rocco, patron saint of tight hammies.
Ooh, okay, that's somebody. I don't know. They're not a deity. You pray to the saints, though, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Right? I guess so. Right? And it's like if you lose your car keys or whatever. I think it's Saint Anthony. I don't know. It's like Saint Rocco is literally like with one hand he's pointing to the open sore on his knee, and with the other one he's just pointing. He's just like grabbing the back of his thigh. So.
I love it. God, these pointing at something that's not a positive in a photo.
That's wrong.
I love it.
Like, here's a stain on my shirt. Oh, by the way, during the Italian Market Festival, there's all these food trucks, all these booths set up like with great food. And it's not just Italian. So it's like Italian, but there's like lots of Mexican restaurants on there too. There's Asian restaurants. It's so good. And there is, have you ever had Tibetan food, Thomas? From Tibet?
I've had Himalayan food. Would it be similar?
Yes. Himalayan
like very
food.
close to Indian food, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I think there's some similarities. Yeah, because it's in between China and India. China and India, right there. There's something called a momo. It's one of my favorite foods.
Yeah, it's like a pot sticker kind of, but a little. Yeah,
it's like a little like picture like a meatball wrapped in delicious breading. You know, it's like so it's like a little what's the word I'm looking for? Like a not a wonton, but like a
pot sticker.
Pot sticker. Yeah. And it's just these little, and you can get it with like chicken or beef. I think beef is like the most standard one, and then they have like a vegetarian one that my wife likes. It's like spinach and potatoes. Like it's great, and it's these little like dough balls with it, and I bit it. So we grabbed some, and like they're so good, and we're standing there, and I bit into my first one. I was so excited. It's my first momo forever. In the most inappropriate, like if anybody saw it move, like it was so disgusting. I even just I bit into it, and just the liquid that shot out of this thing, a pornographic amount of liquid just shot out. Like my wife is 3 feet away from me, and it landed all over her t-shirt and shorts. Just a spray of just momo juice. And I think I ruined her shirt. She's trying to get the stains out, but delicious.
Momo juice. That's what. And this might be dicey territory because I literally don't know, but I do know that momo is a derogatory slang for some type or group of people.
I mean, it might be. Yeah, I mean, so apologies all around, but that's what these things are called. Yeah.
With all sincerity, we mean no disrespect, but I've definitely heard Joey Diaz call people momos.
Okay, all right. Interesting.
I don't know what it means. We're talking about the appropriate name for a food.
Yes, for this Himalayan food, which are delicious, by the way. It is one of my favorite things in the world. Yeah.
Dude, that is very tasty. Well, my goals first are about this podcast.
Yep. That's another one of mine too. Yeah.
We're getting we're getting this up off the ground. Episode 14.
Yep.
We're growing, but we want to grow more, and we want to put in the effort to do the right things to do that.
Yep.
So the projects that are currently in work is developing a website for the podcast for SEO reasons. You're supposed to put every episode up on kind of like a blog style website,
right?
And put the transcript up there so it can be discoverable for what's actually in there, and you link it back and forth. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to start running some tasteful ads, Chip.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
Promoting certain clips, and then we've also been doing the shorts game, right? Clipping up the podcast, getting it into the algorithmic things just to get your beautiful face in front of the people so they know we're here and what we're doing.
And to get your beautiful hamstrings in front of the world.
Yeah, I do. I do hamstring photography after every episode and before every episode.
Yeah,
if you want those before and after, follow us on Instagram at Sunburnt Pod for tied up close-ups on some tight, hairy hammies.
Tighthairyhammies.org.
.biz.
.biz.
Yeah, so that's a big thing. I've got got a big software project that I've been working on. Company's
which
been
I'm
working
very
on.
excited about. Yeah,
it's very exciting. It'll be coming out soon. So just getting to the finish line with that. Doing some testing on it at the moment. That'll be great to get off the plate and on to the next one there. We're going to work on some fitness, specifically, like we're kind of in the same place. Gonna try and drop that 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Moving forward to that. And I want to do that before me and my good buddy Chip Chantry reunite in New York City this summer. One of the goals was to get together, and we put our heads together, found a time that worked, and we are going to be rumbling in New York City in June, Chip.
Should we tell them where we're going? Or
yeah, tell them.
Keep that. So and again, let's pull the curtain back here. I think Tommy and I have a good rapport. We've been friends for a decade now, which is crazy. Coming up on a decade.
Yep.
We talk to each other every day. We do this thing. I think it feels like we are always in the same room because it just, with the magic of the internet, it feels like we're there. But, he's in LA, I'm in Philly. So as much as we talk and hang out, we're not in the same room together. I think the last time you were in Philly in October of last year, right? So like not even, like a year and a half ago is when we physically high-fived for the last time. And but you're going to be in New York City in just over a month. And it just so happens that, like, I was going to come up and see you anyway, or you were going to come down to Philly from New York. It just so happens I'm going to be in New York. It's going to be my first time, I think, in New York since the pandemic. It just so happens I'll be at the same time. I'm up there with some buddies. We're going to see a concert, my first concert in Madison Square Garden. We're going to see the band Goose, which is, okay, let's just say it. It's a jam band. Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off right there. Yes, it is a jam band. I was a fish kid growing up in college and stuff. Love that. And I begrudgingly, I kind of got away from the jam band thing. I begrudgingly went to go see the band Goose with my buddy Brian last year, and just fell in love with it. Me and my other buddy went, sort of, but dragging our heel. We're just like, do we really want to go see this? Getting blown away by Goose. They're this amazing band. They're great. They're a very accessible jam band. So if you're like, ugh, I can't. They're great. It's a little more mainstream. Really good stuff. And we're going to see them. And it just so happens it's the weekend that you're going to be up there, and you're going to come out and see Goose for the first time with us.
Yeah, dude. It couldn't work out any better. I'm really excited about it. Thanks to my wife, who's agreed to just watch the baby by herself in a foreign land. So Daddy can go out and have an appropriate amount of drinks to watch a jam band. I'm fired up about it, man. I've heard nothing but great things about that band, and I just can't wait to hang and to hang with your crew to it. It'll be great.
And I'm going to say right now, Madison Square Garden will be holding up 20 less pounds of human weight between the two of us in just over a month's time. That's my goal.
Yeah, the load-bearing supports on that stadium are going to thank us.
Yeah, Penn Station will be safe.
Speaking of a band we've talked about before, first concert I saw at Madison Square Garden was Death Cab for Cutie.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I've also seen.
Was that during your time of the TV show that we were on?
It was during the time of the TV show we were on. It actually, I was supposed to go with our boss.
Mm-hmm.
He canceled on me, and I got to ask the woman who I had gone on one date with. It was like kind of our second date, who's currently my wife.
Nice. Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
we went and saw that, and I've also seen Burr sell that place out. Bill Burr, unbelievable.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw John Mulaney there too. That last time I was in New York, we went and saw Mulaney at the Madison. I can't believe comedians are selling out these stadiums,
arenas. It's wild. It's crazy. I haven't seen an arena stand-up show before. It's got to be an experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think soon enough you'll just be doing one, Chip.
Of course, of course I will be. Yeah,
but yeah, it is one of those things. It's just like at a certain point, like you've got to understand what's going on. But for me, the bigger the venue I was in, the stronger the lights, and like the less I could see anything past the second row.
Right. Yeah.
Unless they turned the house lights on, then I would that would freak me out. It's never happened.
Matter. Yeah. I actually, I mean, I prefer. I mean, an arena is a different situation, which brings its own issues, I think. But like, I like a bigger venue as far as like as long as it's set up like, and again, a sports arena is a tough place for comedy. But if I'm doing like a 40-seat comedy club, like a tiny little room, or a 100-seat, or even a 300-seat. But if I'm doing like a 2,000-seater, like an old opera hall or something like that, people think you're like, are you more nervous for that? I'm like, no, I'm less nervous because it's all the attention is on me. There's not wait staff walking around. Everybody's sitting in the dark. They've paid good money. They're all facing forward. They're ready to go. And that's I love a nice big room. Yeah. But an arena, that's a different list. I think you have to do it. There's a different pacing to it, I think.
Yeah, because it's like the people in the back are hearing it at a different time than you're saying it.
And there's a lot more movement. It's not the theater opera hall kind of thing where it's like everybody's sitting. It's like people are in and out. They're getting drinks. They're more drunk probably. It's like literally monster trucks perform in the same arena as this comedian is performing at.
I think there is something about those nice theaters or opera houses, like the niceness of the environment convinces you should act like a grown-up.
And that's a big thing. And I think with the arena, it's like, I've seen ice hockey games here.
Yeah.
I can be wild,
it's like when you're going to go pee in a trough full of ice, you're going to act a little bit different than when the butler's going to hand you a white towel on your way out
and getting that mint. Exactly. Yeah, there's a little bit of classiness into it. Yeah.
I love that, dude. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hang out. We're going to hang out beforehand. We've got like a Friday, Saturday situation where the boys are cleared to be the boys.
Back in town.
Dude, I'm so excited about it. That's coming up in just a month, man.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, so we got our goals. And by the way, my one other goal this summer is just to keep putting this hour together. Again, I have 6 months until until the Thanksgiving in Paradise. It's just to I'm just trying to get on the road as much as I can, do a bunch of shows. I'm doing a show. I'm going up to Portland, Maine this summer with my wife. We're going to take a little mini vacation, but I'm doing a show up in Portland. So if you're in the Portland area,
love a little work
August,
vacation, dude.
Yeah. So it's just like building this. Oh, I'm also going to Nebraska this summer. Beautiful Nebraska.
Yeah.
In exactly a month, I think I'll be there. For the Great American Comedy Festival. I got asked to do the Great American Comedy Festival in this little town in Nebraska that is Johnny Carson's hometown. So I'll be doing some time there, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah. But speaking of Goose and getting our music on, we have a little present for the listeners.
Just a little ear candy, Chip.
Just a little. I mean, we give them the eye candy all the time.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to a little ear candy. We've started to put together, because this is a work in progress. We have started to assemble a Sunburnt 2025 playlist. The island playlist, when you're out on the beach, whether it's a tropical beach, you're at the Jersey Shore, wherever you are, or maybe you just want the beach in your mind. You are working. It's a cold, long December, as the Counting Crows said, but you want to feel like you're at the beach. We've started to put together a playlist. It's now available on Apple Music, just Sunburnt 2025. I've made it shareable. I think you're going to put the same one up on Spotify, so it'll be up on Spotify.
When I figure out how to do that on Spotify, it's going up, and I'm sure it'll race straight to the top of the charts, Chip.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So some of the I got some surf music on there. I figured like that would be good. A little some Ventures, some Dick Dale, you know, some of that great stuff. We got some Marley. Got to have some Marley on there. Obviously, some the original Burnt One, Jimmy Buffett. We got some Buffett playing there.
The man, dude.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But then I mixed it up. I wanted to make it a little bit more modern, bring it into the 90s into the 2000s. I got some Pixies playing. Pixies have got that surf rock kind of feel. I do have some Goose to really make it a little bit more fun. We got some Goose in there, but again, I got some Beach Boys. Got maybe a little bit of Jack Johnson. It's just a fun. Is this the greatest, most cutting edge, musically intricate playlist of all time? No. Is this the playlist that you want to just have some fun, get in a vibe, feel good, smile on your face, get a little sunshine, slather on some of that sunblock? This is the playlist that you want. So Sunburnt 2025, look it up. I think it's, but again, it's a work in progress. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any fun beach or summertime music that you think we're missing on this, let us know, because I want to add it to it and make it a robust playlist.
Yeah, and it's also like there's a ton of great music out there. It's kind of fun as a community just to know that like there's some other people who are listening to the same tunes in the same order. Like we used to just be able to listen to albums and know that like there's a lot of other people that are having this experience. They're listening to these songs in this order. I miss that. I do not like things that are engineered just for me.
It has to be community. That's why I loved I came from the video store generation of like you would get that thing, but you knew other people were buying these things. It's like, oh, did you rent Howard the Duck? Yes, I rented Howard the Duck. We're all even we're in our living rooms. We know that other people are watching it around the same time. It's the big new movie at the video store. There's something about that collection that I think is sort of tailored to a group of people, and it's like, no, these are my people. This is what I, we're all viewing this together.
On Spotify, like I found this out recently, a lot of the playlists that they kind of show you or that you search are made specifically for you with AI based off of what you listened to before.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's great. Like there's some good tunes on there, and it keeps you hearing new music that you wouldn't have heard of before. Mm-hmm. But it is one step removed from a shared experience or a human curated playlist. Like somebody thought this would be good in the right order. Mm-hmm. It's really splitting hairs.
Again, going back to that video store thing, or like when you go to the record store to like buy CDs, it's like it was curated because there was that guy behind the counter that was about 15 years older than you. He's been working this place for a while. He knows what you like. But he also knows, like, hey, this is what I like. You need to check out this band that you've never heard of. And then you're like, oh, this is it. But then it's like you find other people that like that stuff. Yeah, but again, it is there needs to be more of a community to it rather than here, Chip Chantry, this is your video or your track that you should listen to.
Thanks so much for putting that together. Check it out, everybody.
Sunburnt 2025.
Sunburnt 2025 on Apple Music and soon to be on Spotify when I can get my act together. Yep. Well, Chip, we've got one more big thing to cover today.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm excited about it. Mm-hmm. We are going to be sharing the worst movies you can watch on a plane ride to a tropical vacation.
So we just shared with you a playlist of some of the best music to listen to on vacation.
Yeah.
We're going 180 degrees the other way.
So Chip and I each picked 3. So ultimately, this is going to be the top 6 movies that are guaranteed to ruin your tropical vacation.
These are the worst movies to watch on a plane while flying to your tropical destination.
So I'm going to start my number 3, or I guess this will be number 6. The number 6 worst movie to watch on the way to your tropical vacation, I'm coming in hot with something we've already talked about today. There's Something About Mary.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Okay, that one surprises me. A great movie, one of my favorites, but terrible to watch on the way to a tropical vacation.
And it is just boiling down to one specific character. Mary's next door neighbor, Magda.
Oh, yeah. The old
This
lady.
woman looks like an old catcher's mitt. She is an example of what prolonged sun exposure in the worst possible case can lead to. Just leathery, wrinkly, tough skin. There's even a scene where she's sitting there, she's got the reflector in her face, and she is just burning what's left of the elasticity out of her skin. Yep. And I think just with all the fun you want to have in the sun for a reasonable amount of time, covered with the right skin protection, I think checking out Magda and Something About Mary is going to put just a cancerous thought cycle into your trip.
Yeah, now I'm seeing it that way. I 100% agree. Not a good one to pop on the way to a trip. Yeah.
Chip, give us number 5.
All right, number 5, Midsummer.
Okay.
Great movie.
Yeah.
When you're getting on a plane to go to a destination that you're not familiar with, maybe not the best idea. It starts out wonderful. For the first half of the movie, everything's going great.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's literally in the middle of summer. There is a festival happening. It's not exactly in a tropical location, but it's outdoors. It's beautiful. It's vibrant. And then things go very wrong quickly. It's in the same vein of watching like Taken or Hostel.
Yeah.
Or Human Caterpillar. Human Centipede. You don't want to watch these things on the way to a destination where you don't know. All I will say, without giving anything away, cliff diving is great in Acapulco. Maybe not in Northern Europe.
No, they can have very different ramifications when there's no water, Chip.
Well, let's just see.
In a similar vein, number 4 for me is Touristas.
All right, yeah.
It's just like it's an organ harvesting horror movie where somebody is trying to tip the scales of economic justice by stealing rich people's organs. People who can afford to go on vacations, and they are taking their organs. And I just think it will really sour your trip if every new stranger you come into contact, you're like, what's the probability that this person's trying to harvest mine or a loved one's organs? You got to keep that thought process out of your head, or else you could spoil that whole trip.
Yes.
It's like you can't feed into the paranoia. I already have a little bit of it to begin with, but you watch that on the plane ride to Acapulco.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad trip.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. My next one, I think this is number 3, is Waterworld.
Okay.
The Kevin Costner overbloated classic. If I'm flying on an airplane, let's say to Hawaii, looking out the window at nothing but water.
Yeah.
I don't need a film to tell me what it would be like if that land that I left was not going to be there when I tried to land.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't need the flight attendant to tell me about the oxygen mask that drops down, and also have to think about, is there a device on this plane that turns urine into potable water? I don't need that. I don't need to know that.
You don't need that. I also think it's a great one to have on the list because it was one of the notable, like the biggest bombs in Hollywood history for the amount of money that was spent to what was recouped. And on your way to a big, it's going to be a big expenditure to go on one of these vacations. You don't want to have the idea that you can spend a lot of money on something and get an absolute piece of garbage in return.
Just a big old dud. Yeah.
Just a big old dud. And you don't want to have that in your mind on your trip where you're going to be buying $20 drinks, $40 meals, $2 billion worth of hotel fees, and you can just have a bad time
No.
Come on. I think Waterworld, that's a perfect one. As is my number 2, The Shining.
Talk about destinations gone bad.
Destination's gone bad, but like you do not want to mix the idea that elevated alcohol consumption and historic places can really come together to form a terrifying mix. You want your elevated alcohol consumption and your historic hotel to be the best time you've ever had in your life. A time that brings friends and family together, a time where you can forget about your problems, a time where you can be the relaxed person you always wanted to be. You do not want to be thinking that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
No, not at all. No.
What's the number 1, Chip? Hit us with the number 1.
The worst movie to watch on a plane on the way to your tropical destination is Jaws. Wait for it. The Revenge.
Okay.
Okay. Jaws. Okay. For obvious reasons, we don't need a shark reminding us what's under the water. Okay. Here's the thing. I will say this. I remember the first time I saw the movie Jaws, the original, the Steven Spielberg classic film. It is to this day my favorite movie of all time. I watched it when I was 8 years old, the night before we went to the Jersey Shore for vacation. And it just motivated, it gave me a little charge where I was like, all right, I'm going to be afraid in this water, but it's a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It is a challenge. Let's do this. And I loved it. First of all, Jaws the Revenge is just a terrible movie. It is sacrilege. It is an awful film. If anybody here's the thing, I don't want the people sitting next to me or behind me on the plane to know I am watching this god-awful film.
Yeah, you want to think you have a little more taste than that.
Right. If somebody is being eaten by an underwater giant, at least there is some cinematic credibility. But if it's just a bunch of kids in, I think, the Bahamas that are just on one of those banana boats and they get eaten in the silliest way possible, as does Mario Van Peebles. I don't need Mario Van Peebles on my screen getting eaten on my way to a tropical paradise. There's no reason.
No. And Mario.
Yeah.
Is that a choice you're making, or is that how you say Mario?
It's not Luigi. I will say that.
It's definitely not Luigi.
No. Mario, whatever it is, don't watch this movie on your way.
All right, yeah, I think all these movies would.
Was Michael Caine in that too? I forget. I have such a. I think it's Michael Caine in the movie. Or am I getting that wrong?
I can't even picture him in it. If he is, I forget.
He has a. It is an elderly. I don't say elderly, an older British man who is in this, and I think he plays the part of Hoagie. The name is Hoagie, but I think it is Michael Caine, and
wow.
It's just all around. It just makes my heart. It makes my heart just sad.
It's a real piece of garbage. It's a hot piece of crap,
mm-hmm.
and it gets you thinking about sharks in the water.
By the way, it is Michael Caine. It is Michael Caine in there, and it is he is a just. I mean, good for him. I mean, God bless Michael Caine. But
yeah, a couple more paychecks for Michael Chang.
Yeah, Michael
Caine.
Yeah. Michael Chang is was also around that same time an American tennis player who did very, very well. But luckily, Michael Chang was not in Jaws: The Revenge.
He was too busy having a real job, Chip.
Yeah, I will say there are some redeeming moments. There are some nice shots down in the Caribbean, wherever they are. There are some fun Caribbean scenes. There's some beach bar scenes where they're drinking, I think, Bahama Mamas. I think that's what they're drinking. And so there are some redeeming scenes, but most of it is just trash on an airplane. I don't need the people around me to see that I'm viewing this.
Yeah, you got to be smart. What you watch in that flight can dictate your whole trip, where your mind state is at, what your expectations are, what kind of time you're going to have. So be smart, everybody.
Yeah.
and be careful with what you watch on that airplane. Well, we're running out of time here, Chip.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Is there anything you want to plug?
At Sunburnt Pod. Find us, subscribe. It would be great. Like us, and also at Chip Chantry on all of the socials.
Yeah, Sunburnt Pod everywhere. And if you feel so inclined, drop a little comment.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know. Let us know what one of your worst movies to watch on the way to vacation is. What's a song that should be on the playlist, maybe that we didn't include? Make sure you, by the way, make sure you find that Sunburnt 2025 on Apple Music, coming soon to Spotify.
And until next time, stay burnt. Front desk.
Hi, this is Mr. Chantry in room 308. Could you please quickly send up about 24 towels, some hot water, and about 1.5 gallons of milk?
Mr. Chantry, this is another unusual request. What's going on up in the room?
Oh, nothing. By the way, would you care for some baby kittens?